Hello everybody, my name is Zoltan, and in this video series we want to show you how you can easily and efficiently cook with a rice cooker. Not just rice, but many different foods. So here you can see two different models of rice cookers. So basically they come in two varieties. One with a glass lid, which has the advantage that the lid is more easily cleaned. And the version with an insulated lid here, which has the advantage that it keeps the food warmer for longer and is more efficient. And because you can actually not just cook rice with it, but many different foods, like I said, the better name for this appliance would be a multi-cooker. So the multi-cooker rice cooker, they come most of them come only with one mechanical button here, and it's operated just by pushing it down, or like here, pushing it down. Then it goes into the cooking mode and draws power of between 500 to 1000 watts. And then it has the warm mode, where it only consumes 40 watts and keeps the food warm. In the normal operation of the rice cooker, so if you cook rice in the standard way, you put in rice and water and salt inside, close the lid, push the button down, and then wait until it's finished, because it has an inbuilt protection function. When it detects that the temperature rose above 100 degrees, that means that all the water has evaporated or soaked into the rice, then it automatically switches to this warming mode. But actually, you can cook rice or other foods more efficiently if you manually switch the cooker into the warm mode. Because an important point to remember when cooking is that it's not the energy or the power that cooks the food, but it's the temperature. So of course you will need energy to heat up the food, but once it has reached 90 or 100 degrees Celsius, you just have to keep the food at this temperature without actually necessarily needing any more energy, and it will still keep cooking. So this principle can be used even with a normal stove. So here you have a normal electric hot plate. So you can use it by heating up your food in this pot. And then once it has reached boiling point, you put it into a so-called heat retention device, which keeps the food warm. So in this case, this is the so-called Wonder Box, which is distributed by the climate protection NGO Atmosphere, and it's made out of durable expanded polypropylene. So you put inside the pot inside, close the lid, and then because it has such a good heat insulation, the food keeps simmering even without needing any more power. That's why also these type of devices are called fireless stoves. Another version is this heat retention basket, which can be made locally. So in this case, it's normal basket outside, then it has a heat insulation material. It's just straw and then a fabric to cover it up. So you can have different versions where you put down inside the pot inside and the cushion on top, but then you can get problems of spillover, so that the basket gets dirty. Another better option is to put the pot on a wooden plate, wooden board, and then put the basket on top of the pot, and then it also keeps simmering even without any more power. So the multi-cookers, they are actually a stove, a pot, and such a heat retention device in one. Because if you look like a normal pot, it radiates a lot of heat outside, especially if you cook with an open lid. Then you can easily double the electricity that you need, or the energy that you need. But even with closed lids, you lose quite a lot of heat through radiation. And here you have, with this multi-cooker, you have a double layer. So you have an insulation, in this case in the wall and also in the lid. So the food keeps warm, even with very little input power. So that's why that when you switch off to switch manually to the 40 watts warming mode, this 40 watts is enough to keep the food warm and simmering and you don't need the 700 or 1000 watts, so it's very efficient. So one thing to remember with these multi-cookers is that the pots have an anti-stick coating, which is nice because it prevents food from sticking and getting burned. So it reduces food waste, but it also means that you should only use wooden or plastic spoons with it. Otherwise it will scratch off the coating. And also when cleaning the multi-cooker, you should be careful that no water goes inside this chamber here, because otherwise you might get electric shorts there. So only clean it with a damp cloth like this, and then you can clean the lid or here in the rim. But don't put water inside here. The pot itself you can clean normally. And one last thing also is that most multi-cookers unfortunately only come with this one button which switches from cooking mode to the warming mode, but you can't actually switch it off at the device, at the appliance. So that's why it's good to combine the multi-cooker with a multi-socket with an individual switch where you can switch on and off the multi-cooker. So now let's cook some rice. So we cook now for around 5 to 6 persons. So we use around 2 cups, big cups or glasses of rice. Depending on where you get the rice, you might want to wash it beforehand, but this rice is quite clean, so you don't have to do it. So 2 big cups of rice. Then you can add some salt or vegetable powder. And now approximately for 1 cup you need approximately a little bit less than 2 cups of water, so 1 cup 3/4 of water. So in this case we have 2 cups of rice, so it will be 3.5 cups of water. One, 2, 3, 3.5. So now you can close the lid, switch the multi-cooker on, and then push the button down. And now you can wait until the rice has boiled. You see it when steam comes out here, and then you switch it to the warming mode. You see after approximately 15 minutes steam is coming out, so it's a bit hard to see on the video. And now we can switch to the warming mode. And by doing this we can save approximately 0.15 kilowatt hours. So that's, for rice, that's actually around 50% of the energy we can save. So without this manual switching to the warm mode, this would consume approximately 0.3 kilowatt hours for this portion of rice. And by doing the manual switch, we can save 0.15 kilowatt hours. After cooking the rice for about 15 to 20 minutes in the warm mode, you can switch off the rice cooker completely, or the multi-cooker completely, by either pulling the plug or switching the switch here. And now the rice is finished.